Kayla, and today this is my currently reading video, and the first thing that I've got to show you is Why Money Drinks by Jill Sims, and I'm currently 86 pages into this. I'm finding this one really funny. I mean, I knew it was going to be fair, because, you know, it's one of them titles, you know it's going to be hilarious. But there's a couple of bits so far, well, a few bits, but a couple of bits in particular that I found really funny. One of them being a moment with our son where she takes him for some cake at a cafe, and when they go home he tries to brag about it to his younger sister, and because she's so unimpressed and is jealous of him having this cake and she didn't, she turns around and tells him that he's adopted. And when you're reading it, it's honestly hysterical when they're arguing about all this stuff, and the mother trying to explain to the two of them that she loves them both and neither of them are adopted. To me, it's one of those situations where you can't really tell off a child because it's just too funny. Is Shadow Magic by John Lenihan. I've read this before and it is a reread, and I have the podcast on LibriVox on my phone, which is an app you can get for free, and all of the titles are also free. Following the main character called Connor, whose dad is very eccentric. He has one hand and he teaches him things like Gaelic and ancient Greek and stuff, which is kind of weird within itself. And then he's transported to another world, which is an ancient Celtic land of Tiananog, and the author reads this in the podcast that he has on the app on my phone, and with the author doing his own narration, he can narrate it how he imagines the whole thing in his head, so it's not someone else doing it and getting it how he doesn't like it, which is nice because it makes it funnier, and it's funny anyways with his narration because he is a comedian. I'm only 49 pages in, so I'm slowly working through this throughout the month and look forward to finishing. It's called The Language of Kindness by Christy Watson, and this follows the author, who at the time was training to be a mental health nurse, but in order to do that she's got to train in other nursing as well, to do with children, midwifery and other things like that, and obviously she's going to work with mental health patients as well and all of that stuff. And it's interesting to see what goes on with training nurses and all that kind of stuff behind the scenes, and it's some things, you know, it makes you tear up because some of it is quite emotional for obviously the training staff as well as the public who are being treated by them. Things like when women give birth, it's quite a big thing. It's quite, you know, it's a big deal. You know, it's messy, and so you're just like, oh, I don't want to see this, but it's kind of just the whole mirror of life and stuff, which is pretty cool. But I'm enjoying that so far, seeing all of that stuff, and I'm really slowly getting through this. And when I say slowly, I mean a few pages of it a week, and it's only 250 pages or something, so it shouldn't take too long. But because I've got other things on the go of reading as well, this one isn't really taking a priority. But when I am reading it, I am enjoying it, and I look forward to getting to the end of that, because a lot of people are also saying the same thing as me. It makes you tear up, and hopefully I'll enjoy it all the way through, so I look forward to seeing if I still enjoy it by the end. And I hope to find out what you've been reading lately, and thanks for watching.